back to another video. So today we're back here for another Real to Sims build, and today we're going to go ahead and build this luxury craftsman home. So if you'd like to go ahead and download it for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and there will be a link in the description to the online gallery to download it that way as well. So like I said, this is a Real to Sims build. As you've probably seen, I have done a lot of these recently. I am really enjoying them, and it also has been a month, I've just realised as well, since my last mansion build, which is a bit unlike me, but as you know, videos have been a little bit sparse over the last couple of weeks, and if I explain why in the last couple of videos, I'm not going to go into it again, but you probably know why. But anyway, so this is a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1-story luxury craftsman home. I know a lot of people love to play in 1-story homes more than 2-story homes, which I do most of the time, but I thought I'd do something a little more practical today since they are definitely easier to play in, so that's what we're doing here. And this is, like I said, on the gallery. It came in at, let me just double check, 119,183 simoleons, and then for the packs to use, not too many actually. So for the expansions, there is Seasons, Cats and Dogs, City Living and Get Together, and for the game packs, there's Parenthood and Dine Out, and for the stuff packs, there's just Laundry Day, so not too many. I don't normally go too crazy with the packs, as you know. Sometimes it is nice to sort of not really be that restricted with them and just do what you want, but today it didn't really feel necessary to use a load of packs, so I didn't. And this is in Built Bay, as you can see. It's on the 30 by 30 lot there. I've always noticed as well that I tend to build a lot of Real to Sims builds on this lot. I don't know if it's because I go for similar types of floor plans maybe, and it always turns out the same, but yeah, I always end up going for this one, but it's a nice size. I do always like, well, to be honest, the lot size is always the thing that I have a lot of trouble with when it comes to Real to Sims builds, because, you know, sometimes there'll be a driveway, but the driveway might be fairly long, or there's a lot of landscaping or something, and then other times as well, you kind of get sort of know how many tiles you'll need to do the home, but then there isn't really much room around it, so it's sometimes a little bit hard to decide on what to do there. Now, this floor plan, I think I did pretty good. There was really only one sort of major change, if you want to call it major. It's not really. So where the garage is in the Sims, because sometimes, you know, you'll try to replicate it the best you can from a floor plan into the Sims 4, but even when it's in the Sims 4, sometimes the proportions can be off a little bit. So the garage, which is this huge big room at the front of the house here on the right hand side, that was like pretty much bigger than a lot of the other rooms put together, so I thought I'd make a better use out of that space and actually put another bedroom in there. So it doesn't exactly go right well with the floor plan, but I thought it would be a good idea just to have the proportions a little bit better and use the space a bit better, so that's what I did. And in that actual garage space, there is still 2 sized up cars. Well, I keep saying sized up cars, there are just debug ones now, not toy cars that will have all those debug menu items now. And then I also went ahead and put a gym section in it as well. As you know, that's what I normally do with garages, so I managed to fit all that stuff in as well, and also make another bedroom out of it. So if, you know, you don't want the 2 big cars in there, you could easily make that into another room, perhaps another activities room, or like another living room or something, like a den, or even another bedroom and bathroom as well. So there's lots of stuff you could do, and also the garage would probably be a good place to put any stairs if you want to go down into a basement, because I think on the floor plan there was a basement, but there wasn't any pictures of it. There was just a staircase, and if I see that on a Real Sims build floor plan that I'm following, I normally just leave that out because I've got nothing to follow it from. So if you want to put a basement in, then that's a good place you could put the staircase in the garage. So we're just doing a bit of landscaping, nothing too spectacular or anything. This isn't, you know, a very different build for me, so I didn't show you too much of the landscaping since it was fairly repetitive. The backyard wasn't any pictures of it really, so I kind of just had to do my own thing there. There was a big porch, as you would have saw, which I just put a table and a barbecue in, and then I just did my own thing really with the space around the side. And since it is like a sort of like a, well, it's not a farmhouse, but it kind of made me think of that, I went ahead and put some gardening items in there on the side of the house. So this is the living room here. You would have saw I sized down those little things from Cats and Dogs, the knick-knack shelf things, whatever it's called. I actually saw my friend Christian Marie, and I don't know how I remember this, but Christian Marie, I saw her do this years ago, and it's always stuck with me, and sometimes I do it every now and again. It's such a weird thing to remember to do. It's just a little detail on the side of the fireplaces, which just makes it look a little bit interesting, but I'm pretty sure it was her that I saw it do first, and I've done it every now and again in builds. So I did that there. The living room is pretty small actually, but it just kind of worked out how it did. And also there will be a link in the description to the floor plan as well. I've noticed sometimes I do forget to do it straight away, so if it isn't there as soon as you see this video, then I will come back and do it later. But if you want to go ahead and see kind of what I followed and how I did it, then you can go ahead and see that there. And also let me know how well you think I replicated it after seeing the floor plan for yourself as well. So if you do have any more ideas for other Real to Sims builds I could do, then let me know, because everybody seems to really like this series, but you know, sometimes it can be difficult to find new floor plans and do different styles other than this sort of one for every one of the videos, if that makes sense. So if you do have any other ideas, then let me know. You can send me a link or just a theme idea or something as well, that would be great. So this is the kitchen diner here, fairly open plan. It's got a bar area around the side there, and I did change up the colour scheme of this a little bit. I don't know why I had trouble with it, but I just thought the black countertops were a bit too dark for the white, you know, flooring and things like that. But, you know, sometimes it is nice to have a contrast of colours, but it didn't really work well for this room, so I changed the colour scheme up a little bit to like white and a cream colour as well, which I thought still looks nice. And if you're wondering what those paintings are that I've just put on the wall, I do still get questions about it, even though I mention it pretty much every single video. Those are actually paintings that people have uploaded to the gallery, so they've probably put a custom content item in their game and got their Sims to paint from reference, and then frame that, put it on a wall and upload the wall to the gallery, and then you have all these paintings of different things that are different than what you already have in game, and you just download them from the gallery and you can just pull them off the wall and put them into your home. So as you would have saw in the last couple of builds, at least, I have done that quite a bit, and I've mentioned it all the time, but I'm just a little bit bored with the painting selection in the game at the minute, so that's a really good alternative for me, just to keep things interesting. So that one, I believe that one is by Mandy K77. I always tend to use her ones, she has really good ones if you're looking for some to download. So I just put the walls at the front of the build, and then I just go back and forwards between them when I want them and just choose one off, which is a good way of doing it, I think. So this is the third bedroom here. Now this one, I don't really know if you would call this a master room, because technically on the floor plan it isn't. There is actually a master room, but the thing is that this bedroom actually turned out bigger than the master room. But also the other thing is that that smaller bedroom that's supposed to be the master bedroom does have a master bathroom attached to it, and that is also pretty big. So I don't really know what, you know, you want to go for with that. I'll let you decide. This room I did have in mind for a guest room, since it is kind of separate from the main part of the house. They're kind of in their own area, so I thought this would be a good guest room. And I don't know, I was originally going to have you have to go through the garage into it, but I made a corridor so you could get to it without going through the garage, which I thought was a bit better. So as you may have saw the other day, the Sims team did actually post a 6-month roadmap of what's coming up in the next 6 months for The Sims 4. And as you may have seen it, there is an expansion coming next, and then it's a game pack. No, sorry, it's a stuff pack second, and then third it is a game pack. So 3 packs in the next 6 months, which is great, and an expansion is the next one, which I'm really looking forward to. So we don't really have any sort of leaks, I don't think, at the minute of what that is. Normally it does get leaked, you know, eventually, but at the minute I'm hearing a lot of people talking about wanting either like a winter themed pack, like a winter sports pack, and also another one being farming. So either one of those I think would be great. I've mentioned it before, but the winter one wouldn't be my first choice, but the idea of it is appealing for me because it might make me do some different things in terms of building. And then also the farming one is great for me because I love doing farmhouses and things like that. So either one of those ideas would be great, but if not and we get another one, that'll be fine as well. And I also saw a few people saying, I thought this was quite interesting, that they called it a roadmap. I doubt there's any hidden messages behind that, but I've seen a lot of people think that was a hint towards cars or something, which I hope it is, because, well, I've mentioned it a million times as well, but I hope we get cars, because that would be a really great thing for the game, I think. You know, this far down the line in the game, don't really have much hope for it, but I do think it would make a lot of people happy having that feature. So this room here is what would be the master room, but as you can see, it is pretty small. It does have a walk-in wardrobe as well as a big master bathroom attached to it, so it does have some features that make it feel like a master room. It's just the size of it, which is a little bit smaller than the other one. So, you know, that's a bit disappointing, but I suppose you could really rearrange things a little bit if you needed to, since the purpose of this build was just to try and replicate the floor plan the best I could. I also did a kids room today. I wasn't originally going to do one, because of the theme of this being luxury. For some reason, when I do like a luxury home or a very expensive looking home, and then I do a kids room, which is all really colourful and sometimes a bit messy, it kind of takes away from that theme a little bit, even though it does really help with the realism aspect of it and the family gameplay. So I thought I would just go ahead and put one in, even though it didn't originally go with what I was thinking of, but it actually turned out quite nice. So I went ahead and did that. And like normal, it is just a neutral kids room. Sometimes I do, or a couple of times as well, do like a personalised kids room for like a very specific type of personality, but today it is just fairly neutral, I would say. But again, of course, once you download this, if you need to change things up, then you can do that. And as you would have just saw, there is a little laundry room. I don't always do laundry in my builds because I don't really play with it myself anymore in my own gameplay, so I just for that reason don't really put it in my own builds, but it is sometimes nice for a bit of realism, and it was also in the floor plan a laundry room, so I went ahead and put that in today. And then this is the kids room, which is the last one we're working on, and I think we've got the gym to do after this, or have I already done that? I can't remember, I wasn't paying attention. But that's pretty much it for today's speed build, so I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this replication of the floor plan, and like I said, there's a link to that if you want to go ahead and see. You can go ahead and download this build from the gallery. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!